Do you ever find yourself wondering why you can't seem to get ahead in certain areas of your life or career? That's a question many of us ask ourselves, and the answer often lies in self-awareness. Self-awareness is the art of understanding ourselves, the good and the not so good. It's about taking an honest look at our abilities, our habits, our weaknesses. It's about recognizing where we excel and where we falter. It's about acknowledging the areas where we might need a little more effort, a bit more practice, or perhaps a different approach. You see, self-awareness isn't just about identifying our weaknesses. It's about understanding them. It's about asking ourselves why we struggle in certain areas and what we can do to improve. Are we lacking a particular skill? Do we need more experience, or is it a mindset that's holding us back? But how do we gain this self-awareness? One way is through introspection. By taking the time to reflect on our actions, our decisions, our responses, we can gain valuable insights into our tendencies and our shortcomings. However, introspection alone isn't enough. Our perspective of ourselves can be skewed, our judgment clouded by biases. We need an external view, a fresh pair of eyes. This is where feedback comes in. By seeking input from colleagues, friends, or mentors, we can gain a different perspective, a new understanding of our weaknesses. Constructive criticism is a gift, a tool for growth. But let's not forget, seeking feedback requires courage. It requires humility. It requires the willingness to listen, to accept, and to change. It requires us to be vulnerable, to expose our flaws, our insecurities. But remember, it's only when we acknowledge our weaknesses that we can begin to overcome them. So, let's start today. Let's take a moment to reflect, to ask for feedback, to understand our weaknesses. Let's embrace self-awareness, not as a criticism, but as a stepping stone towards improvement, towards growth, towards success. Remember, the first step towards overcoming your weaknesses is acknowledging them. Once you've identified your weaknesses, what's next? Well, the next step in this journey of self-improvement is setting realistic goals. Now, this may sound straightforward, but there's a bit more to it than meets the eye. You see, when it comes to overcoming weaknesses, one of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to tackle everything at once. This approach often leads to feeling overwhelmed and ultimately giving up. Instead, we recommend breaking down larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. This way, you can focus on improving specific aspects related to your weaknesses, one step at a time. For instance, if you're struggling with public speaking, instead of aiming to address all aspects of this weakness at once, you could start by focusing on improving your confidence, then gradually work on your delivery, body language, and so forth. With realistic goals, tackling your weaknesses becomes less daunting. So take a deep breath, set your targets, and remember, progress, not perfection, is the key. How do you turn your weaknesses into strengths, one might ask? It all lies in the power of continuous learning. It's about constantly feeding your mind with the right knowledge and skills that are relevant to your areas of weakness. Imagine your mind as a garden. The seeds you plant today, with time, care, and persistence, will blossom into beautiful flowers. Just like this, the skills you acquire today will strengthen you tomorrow. It's not just about reading a book or attending a seminar. It's about nurturing a learning mindset. It's about making learning a part of your daily routine. Invest your time in taking courses, attending workshops, or engaging in self-study. Stay updated, build competence. Remember, knowledge isn't static, it grows and evolves. And as you grow with it, you'll find your weaknesses shrinking, your strengths shining brighter. And as we draw this scene to a close, let's remember one thing. Never stop learning, for knowledge is a powerful tool to combat weaknesses. Ever wondered how to face your weaknesses head-on? Let's delve into this. Acceptance is your first step. Remember, everyone has weak points, and that's perfectly okay. It's a natural part of both personal and professional development. Rather than shying away or feeling embarrassed, embrace these areas of improvement. They are not there to pull you down, but to offer you a unique opportunity for growth. As you come to terms with your weaknesses, you'll find that adaptability comes into play. Being adaptable means being open to change. It means adjusting your approach based on feedback and experiences. Feedback, both positive and negative, is like a mirror that reflects your strengths and weaknesses. Use it as a tool to understand where you stand and where you need to go. Embrace it, learn from it, adapt. Now you might be wondering, I've accepted my weaknesses, I'm ready to adapt, but how do I actually improve? This is where professional development swoops in. You need to actively seek opportunities that will help you overcome your weaknesses. Attend workshops, conferences, or training sessions related to areas you want to improve. Engage in professional development opportunities provided by your workplace or industry. The key here is to be proactive. Don't just wait for opportunities to come knocking. Seek them out. Learning is a lifelong journey, and professional development is an integral part of that journey. It's like a bridge that connects where you are now to where you want to be. And with every step you take on this bridge, you become a better version of yourself. Remember, overcoming weaknesses is not about eradicating them completely. It's about understanding them, accepting them, learning to adapt, and continuously seeking growth. It's about turning those weaknesses into stepping stones that lead you towards success. So the next time you find yourself grappling with a weakness, don't shy away. Instead, accept it, adapt your approach, and seek professional growth. Because these, dear listeners, are your keys to turning weakness into strength. Accept, adapt, and seek professional growth. These are your keys to turn weakness into strength. Can your strengths help overcome your weaknesses? Indeed, they can. By leveraging your existing strengths, you can mitigate the impact of your weaknesses. Let's say you're not the best at public speaking, but you excel at writing. Why not prepare detailed notes or a script before your presentation? Use your strength in writing to bolster your confidence when you're in front of an audience. Building a support network is equally critical. Surround yourself with individuals who shine where you might falter. These could be colleagues, mentors, or friends who possess skills and knowledge in areas where you feel less competent. Their insights, advice, and support can prove invaluable as you work to overcome your weaknesses. So, don't shy away from seeking help or guidance. Remember, no one is perfect. We all have strengths and weaknesses. The trick is to harness your strengths and surround yourself with a supportive network to navigate the path of overcoming weaknesses.